And also there is some useful list of calculation. You use chord, exponential, logarithm, log, sine, cos, tangent, arcsinus, arc, cosine, arctangent, and you don't memorize that. You can just, it's very simple actually. It's the cosine, tangent. Also you write same stuff in your calculation, your mathematic is all the same. Just put a sine, arc sin, arc cos. It's really easy to understand that. There is an integer. This type is used to represent integer without full numbers, such as integer, these natural numbers and everything. And then double is something p number 3 point something like that. And double comes for the doubles for the plus. After the, you can see it after the plus, after the dot you can see the actual number. It's not float, this number, just call that integers is float. There you see some exact result. Boolean, these types represent a logical value, true or false. Char, these types represent a single character. Also you can use, by using answer, we can use this property when we want to carry sequence of calculation. Observe the following. Like 3.4 is 7, answer is now 7, 7 plus 3 is 10, answer is now 10, sine 10 is minus 0.5440. Now the answer is something minus 0.5, you write minus 0.5 square over tangent minus 0.5 minus 1, you take this answer. And also there is some constant variable, and the simplest term, this appears in expression are constant and variables. The value of a constant doesn't change during the course of a program. A variable is a placeholder for a value that can be updated as the program runs. A variable in MATLAB is most easily envisioned as a box capable of storing a value. Each variable has the following attributes: a name which enables to differentiate one variable from another, a type which specifies what type of value the variable can contain, a value which represents the current contents of the variable. The value of the variable changes whenever you assign a new value to it. For example, you have some equality, total is 42. This, by the way, this is an integer because there is no double, there is no point, something like that. So this is integer, this is your the final answer. So this will not change, and if you assign this value after the program runs, its total equal 40.42. If you call the total, you take the 42, which means that this explains this one. And also defining variables. By the way, the most common form of variable declaration is that name, for example, total equal 42. You will not write, you doesn't need to write integer name, integer total equal, not like that. The MATLAB understand what's the integer, what's the string. You doesn't need to write that. Also, MATLAB identifiers. Names for variables and other things are called identifiers. Identifiers in MATLAB confirm the following rules. A variable name must begin with a letter, followed by letter, digits, or underscore character. The name must not be one MATLAB reserved word if asked for. Also, if you save your workspace for name, you does not write MATLAB if asked for, because this gives some error. Does not use that. Identifiers should make their purpose obvious to the reader Identifiers should adhere to standard conventions. Variable names, for example, should begin with the lowercase letter. For example, 30.4. You write that this is some sequence 30 and 40. You see that this each array writes something like that. If you define 2x equal 30, y equal 40, you write that, you can find the answer easily. This what's a mathematical um, but if you run the MATLAB, it's first will consider the parentheses. After that, it takes a multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. The most common operators are these ones. Operator usually appear between two sub-expressions which are called its operands. Operators that take two operands are called binary operators. The minus means this one. It's not minus something. The operator can also appear an unary operator as an expression minus x, which denotes the negative of x. You can change the value of variable in your program by using an assignment statement, which has general form variable equal expression. An expression is any legal combination of symbols that represent a value. It can be combination for a value constant, something like that. Variable equal expression. What's your variable? What's your expression? For example, this one, total equal total plus value. Total your current value, total again your current value, you put a value to change your current value. Something like 10 plus 10 equal some number, some count maybe. You each running the program you add something on the total. Add together the current values of the variable total and value stores the sum back in the variable total. When you assign any value to variable, then old value then variable is lost. Of course, it's usual. For example, x equal 10, y equal 50. If your multiplication x multiplication h x equal x plus 10, x equal x plus 10, x equal y. Now, what's the x? Is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 plus 10, 40. 40 multiplication with 50 is something 200,000. Designing for change. Why is clearly Why is it clearly necessary for you to write programs that the compiler can understand? Good programmers are equally concerned with writing code that people can understand. The importance of human readability arises from the fact that programs must be maintained over their life cycle. Typically, as much as 90% of the programming effort comes after the initial release of the system. There are several useful techniques that you can adopt to increase readability. Use names that clearly express the purpose of variables and methods. Use proper indentation to make structure of your program clear. Use name constantly enhance both readability and maintainability. If an expression contains more than one operator, MATLAB uses the precedence rules to determine the order of evaluation. The arithmetic operators have the following relative precedence: highest and lowest. Thus MATLAB evaluates an error minus operator first, then the operators multiplication, then division, and then operation plus and minus. Precedence applies only when two operands compete for the same operator. If the operators are independent, MATLAB evaluates the expression from left to right. Parentheses may be used to change the order of operation. You should use the operator some parentheses. It's because, for example, in this one, the program start with the left to the right. 1 plus 2, it's 3, 3, division by 3, 1. 1 multiplication 4, 4, 4 plus 7, sorry, 4 is here. 7 multiplication 6 for 2, because the is again there is a plus, but there is a multiplication is here, is used that after that they division and then multiplication parentheses and and it did that, and then after the multiplication is finished, just add again 10.